Wow, this one's going to be a real doozy here, everybody. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome. If you're watching this on the replay, give me a capital TR in the comments down below. I am going to be sharing everything that we know now about the Daniel Penny manslaughter case brought up by none other than Alvin Do Nothing Bragg, the same Soros-backed DA, district attorney, who went after Trump in the fake sham hush money trial the Hippocrats were so salivating to call Trump a convicted felon. Remember, we just can't wait. Even Alex, the weasel rat son himself, posting on X, we need to now refer to him as convicted felon. I mean, the maliciousness, the downright dirtiness of this entire faction. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So come on in, come on in. I want to first say this. I want to give a big shout out and say your thoughts and prayers. Please leave them in the comments. Emergency breaking news, a 7.0. There were some reports that were even saying it was a 7.1 earthquake just struck the northern coast of California, affecting even places like Oregon and the upper Bay Area. And so I just want everybody to please send thoughts and prayers for all of those down below. I would really, really appreciate it. And Godspeed. Please stay safe. Please follow all emergency instructions. And we are with you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Please, please, please stay safe and do everything you can to follow all of the emergency guidelines so no harm comes to you and your loved ones. We're also keeping track, okay? We're also keeping track of this is literally the third day of deliberations with the Daniel Penny trial. And so this is the third day, and it's been 3 days. Key evidence includes police and now body cam footage I'm going to share with you. The jury has actually requested a specific testimony by Daniel Penny himself. I'm going to share that entire video with you. Concurrently, Neely's father, this is absolutely insane. Neely's father has just filed a civil suit against Daniel Penny. If you can believe that, you probably can believe that. He's filing a civil suit against Daniel Penny, no matter what the outcome is. Jordan Neely's father, who for some reason didn't really pay any attention to his son when he was going through severe drug addiction, a crime spree, schizophrenia. But all of a sudden, once this case got national news and Daniel Penny was involved, all of a sudden he's taken a huge interest. I wonder what your thoughts are on Jordan Neely's father now filing a civil suit. Now, as I always do, I'm going to be breaking this down. So even if you know nothing about this trial, even if this is the first time you've ever heard of this, you're going to get everything you need. I'm going to break it down easy to follow, easy, simple to understand terms and intelligence. As well as if you've really been following this case step by step the entire way, you're going to get a ton out of this as well. And so this is the deal. This is exactly what's happening. Let's go through this timeline of events. So May 1st, 2023, Daniel Penny places Jordan Neely in a fatal chokehold. May 10th, 2023, New York City Mayor Eric Adams said that the death of Jordan Neely at the hands of a fellow subway rider was a tragedy that should have never happened, and pledged to do more to help people experiencing mental health crises. Now, I've got a video that I want to share. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share that right now, where Mayor Eric Adams, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, actually defends Daniel Penny for protecting subway passengers and blasts the media for portraying Jordan Neely as an innocent, quote, innocent child. Adams said Penny did what New York City, quote, should have done as a city. By the way, really quickly, if you do know this case fairly well and you've been following it and you understand what's happening, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Daniel Penny deserved this? Do you think he deserves this kind of prosecution by Alvin Do Nothing Bragg? Or do you think that he deserves something else? Like maybe even he deserves to be called what some have called him, I myself included, have called him a hero, and that he actually saved lives. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Yeah, also let me know where you're joining me from, what city, what state, what country. I always love hearing. Good to see you, American Nana from West Virginia, Appalachia. So great to see you. Yeah, let me know what city, what state, what country, replay viewers and live viewers alike. But let's check out this quick video of Eric Adams. It's actually audio, but Eric Adams actually coming to the defense of Daniel Penny. I want you guys to kind of see this and let me know what your thoughts are on this. Check this out.
You should look at that on a multi-faceted approach of everything that's wrong with the system that we're facing. One, look at the photo that they used to show the victims. It seemed like it was a young, innocent child who was brutally murdered, and it gave that impression. When you looked at the photo that was being used, it wanted to set up in the minds of people that we were dealing with a young, innocent child that, just a Michael Jackson intimidator that, was just brutally assaulted. Then you look at the complete failure of our mental health system, a complete failure from the days of closing psychiatric wards and having those who needed help just turned over into the street without giving any safety net to accept them. Parents reach out to me all the time and say, I'm watching my child go down, or my loved one, my family member going down this serious decline. What do we do? A system where you brought people into hospitals, gave them medicine for one day and sent them back. The young man in this case was going within our system, throughout the revolving door of our system. Now we're on the subway where we're hearing someone talking about hurting people, killing people. You have someone on that subway who was responding, doing what we should have done as a city and a state of having a mental health facility. Those passengers were afraid. I'm hoping that the jury will hear all the facts. Based on all the facts that's laid out, a jury of his peers would make the right decision. And I don't want to prejudge that. I'm just looking at all the facts that are involved here and what we did to get to where we are and what we're seeing, because that could have easily been a case where you saw 3 innocent people murdered on our street 2 weeks ago.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty big right there. I think that's a pretty big deal that you have New York City Eric Adams, who's lately been showing that he's like pretty much gone full blown MAGA. Anyway, so that was May 10th, 2023. And then May 11th, 2023, Penny turns himself in to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office because he's got nothing to hide. He didn't do a thing wrong. He turns himself in, to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. That's Alvin Do Nothing Bragg. May 20th, 2023, Republican presidential hopefuls line up to support Penny. And then June 15th, 2023, a grand jury indicted Penny. Can you imagine? I mean, what would go through your mind? What would you be thinking and feeling? Let me know in the comments down below. What would you be thinking and feeling? You thought, this is a Marine, by the way. I'll give you a little bit more background on everything that's happening here. You're going to learn everything you need to know. There's nowhere else you need to be right now if you want to know more about this case. We're also doing a live jury watch. They are in deliberations as we speak. We may get a verdict any second now. But I would love to hear your thoughts. I mean, you think you did the right thing. You have a guy who was literally scaring the living daylights. I'm going to share with you a video from an expert eyewitness testimony who was on the subway and shares what she saw and heard from Jordan Neely, who, again, this guy is a long-standing criminal record, long-standing bouts with schizophrenia and drugs. The things that he was shouting and yelling and threatening passengers on that fateful day will make your blood run cold. So, we've got, and then you think you're doing the right thing. I mean, maybe it's actually true. No good deed goes unpunished. I really think this is a case where you've got so much corruption, you've got the same type of race baiting and race hustling that essentially handed the Hippocrats, aka Democrats, I call them the Hippocrats because the hypocrisy knows no bounds. Give me a hashtag Hippocrats in the comments right now. It's the same thing that handed the Hippocrats that landslide mandate loss on November 5th. We're sick and tired of all this. I can't imagine what him and his family must be going through. June 28th, Penny pleaded not guilty after being indicted to second-degree manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide during his arraignment. January 17th, 2024, a judge declined to dismiss the case against Penny because it's in Soros-backed, highly blue-run New York City District Attorney's Office. Remember, this is the Attorney General of New York is Letitia Big Shame James. You've got Judge Gargamel. You've got fake Don Juan Merchan, the judge who has indefinitely adjourned the case against Trump, which essentially he's inviting a dismissal. October 21st, jury selection begins. November 1st, jurors have opening statements in the trial, and then just a few days ago, closing arguments began. So what are the charges that Penny faces? Penny faces second-degree manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide charges. Serious charges. What happens if Penny is found guilty? If the jury finds Penny guilty, he could face up to 15 years in prison. 15 years in prison. Can you guys believe that? 15 years in prison. That is a lot of time, y'all. A lot of time. There's no minimum sentence. And Alvin Do Nothing Bragg's office also reported that there's also no mandatory prison sentence for Penny's charges, but it's unclear how that could affect sentencing. So what exactly happened on May 1st? Penny had left class and boarded an Uptown F train in Manhattan to head to the gym. I mean, like, the innocence here, it's just absolutely awe-inspiring. I mean, you got to sit back in awe at just this young man, this Marine who served his country, being treated like yesterday's garbage, where you have Alvin Do Nothing Bragg letting criminal migrants beat up cops. This is the same guy who let migrants beat up cops, my fellow Americans, and the world at large. Neely was on board the train, and witnesses said he was shouting about needing food and something to drink before whipping his jacket to the floor and starting to scream. They differed in descriptions of his movements and whether they were threatening. Not necessarily. Penny stepped in and approached Neely from behind with the help of two other passengers. Penny pinned Neely to the ground, placed him in a chokehold until Neely's body went limp and he lost consciousness. The medical examiner's office ruled the death a homicide caused by compression of the neck. Now, I have some video footage that will counteract that argument very, very substantively. So wait till you see that. The train stopped at the Broadway Lafayette Street Station in Manhattan, allowing passengers to get off, but Penny did not let go. Prosecutors and the defense both agree that Penny had the right to step in, but prosecutors argue that Penny used too much force on an unarmed man. What do prosecutors say? Oh, I can't wait to show you the video of this prosecutor, Daphne Yoran. It is despicable. Prosecutor Daphne Yoran told jurors at the start of summations Monday that Daniel Penny used too much force for too long on Neely, holding him in a chokehold for nearly 6 minutes. Prosecutors argued that he could have released Neely after passengers stuffed off the train at the station once he was no longer a threat to others. What about a threat to him and passengers coming on? What does the defense say? Defense lawyer Stephen Razor says Penny acted to save subway riders from threatening behavior. They argued that Penny, hold on a second here. They argued that Penny held on to Neely until police arrived, and so they could take him into custody. They also claimed that the chokehold was not what killed Penny. That was not what killed Penny. Instead, arguing that schizophrenia, synthetic marijuana use, and sickle cell trait led to his demise. If you don't know who Daniel Penny is, okay, Daniel Penny is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran from West Islip, Long Island. He served in the Marines for 4 years and was discharged in 2021. At the time of Neely's death, Penny was studying architecture. This guy served our country, a young man, intelligent, thinking he was doing the right thing. And wait till you see the footage. It's unbelievable. Who was Jordan Neely? Jordan Neely was 30, once among city quirks of subway and street performers, and was known for his Michael Jackson impersonations. After his mother was violently killed when he was a teenager, Neely was diagnosed with depression and schizophrenia, was repeatedly hospitalized, struggled with drug abuse, and had a criminal record that included assault convictions. Not exactly your stand-up role model in society. What do you guys think? So what happened during the trial? During the month-long trial, the jury heard testimony from subway passengers who witnessed Penny's roughly 6-minute restraint of Neely, as well as police who responded to it, pathologists, a psychiatric expert, a Marine Corps instructor who taught Penny chokehold techniques, and Penny's relatives, friends, and fellow Marines. Penny chose not to testify. Jurors watched videos recorded by bystanders and by police body cameras and saw how Penny explained his actions to officers on the scene and later in a station house interview room. And that is where we are now. Okay, this is the third day of jury deliberations. And the jurors have asked to see some more evidence. They've asked to see more of the actual testimony that he gave to New York City police officers. And I want to share with you this important footage that Alvin Do Nothing Bragg actually refused to talk about. And essentially he refused to share. And that was when Daniel Penny, okay. Oh, I also want to share with you a video about Alan Dershowitz, who's a lifelong Democrat, what he says about this trial. But lawfare, this is lawfare again, because Soros backed Alvin Bragg hid the fact that Jordan Neely, this is really, really important. He hid the fact, okay, I want to share this really fast here. He hid the fact that, and this was footage, you can see Daniel Penny right there, standing above the paramedics who are working on Jordan Neely. But Neely was not unalived by Daniel Penny. Body cam footage, and I can't play it because otherwise it'll get me suspended. But body cam footage proves, I'll play other videos, don't worry. Body cam footage proves police detected a pulse on Neely after they arrived. So what the prosecution is saying is untrue. They're saying that he held on too long when there was no longer a threat to passengers, but he was alive after he let go. And it's clear that when you have the actual body cam footage prove, police say they detected a pulse after they arrived, he should not be prosecuted for manslaughter whatsoever. So I want to play for you these witnesses that are saying essentially that this Daniel Penny trial is an absolute farce. Here's one video that I want to share with you right now. Check this out. My God, this is huge. Absolutely huge. Check this out.
Warren body cam played in court today. The whole train was freaked out. He was either gonna pull a gun, a knife, or said, "I'm willing to die. I'm willing to die." On cross-examination of the prosecution's witnesses, the defense played police-worn body camera video of their statements to responding officers about what happened when 30-year-old Jordan Neely entered an F train on May 1st, 2023. He's scared to live in daylight out there. That witness told the jury she's been riding the subway for over 50 years and has been threatened before, but this was the first time she said she was actually scared. She described Neely as resisting when Marine veteran Daniel Penny put Neely in a chokehold to restrain him. Not a hard chokehold, just enough to secure him and the guy floor. She testified she left to go to the conductor and then also pressed an intercom button in the station to see when police might arrive because it had been a while. She also said she went over to thank Penny after. Another woman on the train with her 5-year-old son told the jury, "I've taken the subway for over 30 years and I've seen a lot of unstable people, and this felt different to me." She demonstrated for the jury how she saw Neely lunging at people. When Penny took Neely to the ground, she said, "I felt very relieved because I was scared for my son."
I mean, this is a disgrace. This is an absolute disgrace that this guy has to sit there and is facing 15 years for saving people's lives. And if we weren't in a race-baiting, DEI, cancerous, woke ideology, parasitic mind virus era, none of this crap would come to pass. I've got more. But wait, there's more. By the way, I see you guys looking at my hat. If you're wondering, my God, Nez, that is an absolute gorgeous hat. I know it is. We've got brand new, made in the USA, 100% original merchandise, all ready for Christmas. We got mugs. Hello, my favorite mug right here. Sorry, there's a little coffee stains on it. The American people have spoken. Tell me you don't love that design right there. Holy macadamia nut. Anyway, go to professornez.com/merch. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a carousel down there, or in the show notes, description, and pinned comment. Click on the link, go to Nez Nation Original Merchandise. Bada boom, bada bing. Get your loved ones, get your family, get the people you care about something unique this holiday season. Okay, I've got more, and I've got a little bit more clear footage. I've got a little more clear footage to talk about and show you exactly what was happening. And so here, I want to play this really quickly, and then don't forget, I'm going to also play the actual testimonial of Daniel Penny. Okay, I'm going to actually play for you the testimonial of Daniel Penny, that the jury is weighing their decision. Literally, they're weighing their decision on this right now. But I want to play you this because this is really, really important. Check this out. A little more clear indication of what the witnesses saw, heard, and experienced, and how Daniel Penny should be hailed as an American hero instead of being treated in like a third world 2-bit democracy thug.
The whole train was freaked out. He was either gonna pull a gun, a knife, or said, "I'm willing to die. I'm willing to die. I'm willing to get killed." At the level 1 Central. The guy in the tan did take him down very respectfully and just held him down. He wasn't okay. I think that the guy is totally broke down. Yeah. Okay. What did you see? What did I see? I was sitting over there. I heard the young man that's on the floor saying, "Hey, I'm willing to die. I'll do anything. I'm willing to die. I'll go to jail. I don't care. I don't care." And he was saying it so loud that everybody turned around.
Ladies and gentlemen, this train is going to be held here for a long period of time.
Okay, just in case you can't hear, I'm going to play. There's only a little bit left of this, but just in case you can't hear what the eyewitness is saying, she's saying he stood up, held something in his hand, was pointing to his chest and saying, I don't care. I'm willing to DIE. I'm willing to DIE. I don't care. I don't care. Very loudly looking at all the passengers. Now, I'm not going to be politically correct here. Okay. I'm just not. But if I see somebody that looks like Jordan Neely get up in the middle of a subway and say, I don't care, I'm willing to DIE, I don't care if I go to jail, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. If my family's on there, I don't know if I would do what Daniel Penny did if my family wasn't there, but if my kids and my wife are on there, you better believe that dude's going down for the count. And I'm taking him out. I'm sorry. I'm taking him out. Like yesterday's scrambled eggs, all over. What would you do? What would you do? I honestly, I don't know if I would do anything if, just being honest, I'm not proud of this, but I don't know if I'd do anything if my family wasn't there. But my kids, my wife, my loved ones, I mean, I might do something. If I see an opening, I might do something. But yeah, my kids and my wife are there. You're going down, dude. You don't get up in the middle of the subway and say, I don't care what happens. Well, I care what happens. Sorry. You might not, but I care. Let's listen to the rest of this. He's talking about Daniel Penny now.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you see?
What did I see? I was sitting over there. I heard the young man that's on the floor saying, hey, I'm willing to die. I'll do anything. I'm willing to die. I'll go to jail. I don't care. I don't care. And he was saying it so loud that everyone turned around. So this young man, he got belligerent and he tackled him down.
Oh.
The one that just passed away in the brown jacket, the one that just went past.
The guy in the brown jacket?
Yeah, you got to see the guy in the brown jacket. Yeah.
We got it. This one that got to the precinct. We got a brown jacket, tan jacket. Take them to the precinct right now. They're taking them back to the 5th precinct.
So he took him to the ground? The guy with the brown jacket took him to the ground.
Yeah, he took him to the ground and gave him a chokehold. Not a hard chokehold, just enough to secure him. And
she said not a hard chokehold, just enough to secure him. So Alvin Bragg in the DA's office is saying, no. He did way more than he should have. He killed Jordan Neely. They're protecting criminals. I mean, what kind of a country are we living in? This is why, oh my God, you guys, this gets me so burned up. This is the whole entire mission of our channel. It's to get our country back. It's to keep our country sane. Because there are evil people out there. I don't use that word lightly, everybody, please, Nez Nation. I don't use that word lightly at all. But these are nefarious, evil, lifeless, godless people who are willing to protect the scum of the earth over actual, upstanding, law-abiding, veterans serving our country, American citizens. They're going out of their way. Wait till you see the video I play for you of this egregious, liberal, radical, extreme, liberal woman prosecutor, Yarif Yoran, whatever the hell her name is. I don't even care. It is unreal how she protects criminals. Remember, Alvin Bragg is the same Soros-backed DA who protected criminal migrants when they beat up cops. Let them go, no charges, no record, out on bail, free as a bird. Literally nothing happened to them.
the guy for, and he kept holding him. All right, and then that's when everybody totally realized what was going on. And I think this guy's on drugs, because when he came in, he was unbelievably off the charts. He scared the living daylights out of everybody.
He scared the living daylights out of everybody. That's what she just said. He scared the living daylights out of everybody. So that, my fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens, I don't want to say my fellow Americans only anymore because I know we've got a lot of amazing, our audience is vast. We've got audience from New Zealand, South Africa, Australia. I love all you guys, the UK, Europe, South America. I welcome all of you. And I kind of call you sort of one big family here, the Nez Nation family. I just love that you guys are all here, but I got more. And speaking of the prosecutor, so again, that witness saying that this guy was on drugs. She said. He said he came in there yelling, screaming, saying, "I don't care what happens. I'm willing to die. I don't care. I'm willing to go to jail." Okay, all of these things. He also said, "Okay, I've got this too, and I'm going to put this in the comments." So witnesses describe Jordan Neely taking on a fighting stance while shouting death threats. Somebody is going to DIE today. I'm going to share this in the comments and bring this up. My goodness. I forgot I had this in my notes. Check this out. So apparently, this is what he was saying. Look at the screen right now. Witnesses describe Jordan Neely taking on a fighting stance while shouting death threats. So it's even worse than what the witness recalled. Someone is going to DIE today. He said he would kill anyone. He said he wanted to take a bullet. He was ready to go to Rikers, ready to do life. A witness specifically recalls him saying, "Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness." I'm just going through my notes here. Check this out. A witness specifically recalls him saying, "I want to hurt people. I want to go to Rikers. I want to go to prison." So I ask you, Nez Nation, what would you do? What would you do? We're going after the people who, here's a better question. I really want you to answer this question. I'm going to find more videos for you. I really want you to answer this question right here. This is probably the most important question I'm going to ask you related to all of this stuff. And that is this. If you're riding in a subway, okay, let's say you have to ride on the subway. Let's say it's late at night, 2 a.m. You have a choice between two passengers to share that subway car with you. Jordan Neely, schizophrenic, drug addict, criminal his whole life, or a Marine veteran studying architecture who served his country, Daniel Penny. Who would you rather have in that subway car with you? Let me know in the comments down below. Holy macadamia nut. Okay, I want to share this because this is most egregious. So here you have right here, let me share this real quickly. Who would you rather have in the subway car? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Okay. So this is the prosecutor, okay? This is the prosecutor who's the assistant prosecutor working with Alvin Do Nothing Bragg. This is Daphne Uran. And in 2019, she gave a reduced sentence to a black man who murdered an Asian college professor as he was withdrawing cash from an ATM. She said it was under the guise of, quote, restorative justice, end quote. What the hell is restorative justice? Sounds like a liberal, soft on crime, ridiculous, anti-American, anti-law and order policy, if I ever heard one. She ended up giving him 10 years after he was originally charged with murder. And now she's attempting to imprison Daniel Penny, who protected people on a subway. Can you believe that? I also have a video clip that I want to share with you of her kind of describing this ridiculous restorative justice crap. Here's prosecutor, again, I don't know what her name is, Daphne Uran, I don't even care. She is talking about that reduced sentence because he had a past trauma and she felt bad for him. Check this out. My goodness, this is what's happening in these blue run cities. This is what's happening, my fellow global citizens, my fellow global humanitarians. Listen to this. Holy mackerel. This woman belongs behind bars. She should get disbarred and never hold and step foot in a courtroom again. Watch this.
So I'm going to give you an example of something that I did with a recent case of mine. And this has never been done in my office. I had a murder case where the defendant did not intentionally kill the victim. He went into an ATM on the Upper West Side and tried to rob an individual. Unfortunately, it was an older individual. He was 86. And in the course of the robbery, he fell to the ground. And as a result, he died. This is, under the law, a felony murder, which is akin to intentional murder. However, when I first got the case, I learned, I took the time to learn about the defendant. And it was a strong case. So it wasn't about a whodunit. I knew immediately who did it. I could prove it. I could take it to trial that day and win it. But it wasn't about that. It was that the more I learned about the defendant and his life and the circumstances, the kinds of things that Jarrell was talking about, that one should take into account the trauma of that individual, I really felt incredibly sorry for him that he had gotten to that point in his life where he felt like there was no other choice but to commit this robbery.
Can you believe this? Am I nuts? Am I nuts, Nez Nation? She felt bad. Instead of feeling bad for the Asian professor who's just going to an ATM, who's abided by the law, contributing to society, works, pays his taxes, instead of feeling bad for the Asian professor, instead of feeling bad, okay, for the family of this poor professor, I don't know if he was a good professor or not, doesn't matter. She says, I felt bad for the murderer. I felt bad for the criminal. What is going on with these people? What is wrong with these people? It's the same thing in my home state, California, with Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and the worst phony in chief, DEI Vice President Kamala Harris, who obliterated California before she went on to get hired by Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, as the worst DEI vice presidential pick in the history of America. And the worst borders are in the history of America. What is wrong with these people? Tell me. I don't understand it. Why do you feel bad for the criminal? How about you feel bad for the law-abiding, hardworking, tax-paying American citizens that you're supposed to serve? Can anybody explain this to me? Oh my goodness gracious me. It's just madness. This is what we voted against on November 5th. This is what we voted against on November 5th. Well, there's a little bit of sanity in the Democratic Party, and that's Alan Dershowitz, who's a lifelong Democrat who's finally, I feel like he's finally waking up to the truth about his party. He's probably more Republican now than he's ever been. Listen to what Alan Dershowitz says about this case and Alvin Do Nothing Bragg. Listen to this.
Well, the villain of this case is Bragg, the district attorney. He never should have brought this case. The judge should never have allowed it to get to the jury. There is so much reasonable doubt here. I was worried when the jury didn't come back after 2 hours of deliberation. I suspect there may be one or two people who have some doubts, but it would be shocking to me if there were a conviction in this case. And if there were a conviction, I think it would be reversed on appeal. This is a case that never should have been brought. This is a case that would never have been brought had the alleged victim not been black. This is a case which was brought as the result of protests on the street, not a fair application of the law. And I believe that ethics committees should be looking into District Attorney Bragg relating to his decision to bring this case, his decision to bring the Trump case. He has become a danger to the rule of law in America.
Wow, I couldn't have said it better myself, Alan. What do you guys think of what Alan Dershowitz just said? I couldn't have said it better myself. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? This is a lifelong Democrat, everybody. A lifelong Democrat. Let me know what you think of what Alan Dershowitz just said right there. That is, to me, pretty demonstrative of the hypocrisy of the entire radical left. And New York City, it's supposed to be one of the best cities in not only the United States, one of the greatest cities in the world, one of the greatest cities of all time, one of the cities that's been a staple, a stalwart in our American Revolution, our American narrative. And he said it best when he says, if he wasn't black, this is, again, nobody cares about this crap. Nobody cares what color you are. Stop race baiting and race hustling. You're doing exactly what the divider in chief, Obama, the worst thing that ever happened to our country is, I'm convinced, and I voted for the guy. So I'm not happy about that. I voted for Barack Obama over a decade ago, 20 years ago. But I'm telling you right now, he is the worst thing that's ever happened to our country. He is the divider in chief. He has sowed so much division and dissension and so much focus on arbitrary characteristics that nobody has any control over. This includes not just the pigmentation of your skin, but it also includes gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, background, race, etc. And this is the real institutional racism. This is the real systemic racism. And I've said this many, many times. Woke, cancerous DEI. It is the worst cancer. It's infected the fabric of our country. And hopefully now that we got some sanity back in government, in our beautiful country, hopefully now with Trump, Musk, Vivek, Robert Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, the whole lot of them, Pete Hegseth, I hope he gets confirmed. Pam Bondi will get confirmed. We are headed towards, I think, great retribution. Okay, let me know what you think of that. I've got more, though. So this is the actual, I want to play for you the actual testimony that the jury is looking at right now. We still don't have, okay, we still don't have an actual verdict yet, but we are on live verdict watch, hoping to see what's happening and what's going to happen in this case. We may not get anything today. The last time I said that, though, it was the hush money trial back in before summer. And what happened? I stopped the live stream and a verdict came back 3 seconds later. They said they were going to go home, and then all of a sudden the jury changed their mind. We know what happened in that sham trial. But anyway, this is the actual, this is the interview that Penny gave to the NYPD after the incident and the NYPD body cam footage. This is exactly, I want to share this with you and we can review it together. This is exactly what the jury is looking for on day 4 of jury deliberation. This is exactly what they're looking at, and they asked the judge to give them to make their decision. So let's watch this now together, and then we can kind of make our own assessment of this. I'm sure most of you guys probably have not seen this. So let's check this out.
The incident on the train. Absolutely. So I have class down in Brooklyn. I take the F down to J Street Metro Tech. My class was at 12. So once the class finished up, I was going straight to the gym. I go to the gym in Lifetime on 23rd Street. So I get off, I take the F straight from school to the gym. Was on there. I forget what stop it was at, but some guy came in. He's like, whipped his jacket off, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill everybody. I can go to prison forever. I don't care. I don't do this." At that point, I looked to the person next to me like, "Hey, just hang on to this phone for me." I had my headphones in and took it off, and just kind of like grabbed him from behind because he came in just to because he was acting like a lunatic, like a crazy person. So, and he was rolling around the floor, and at that point the train stopped. It was like someone called the cops, and he's still like rolling around, still going crazy. I had 2 other guys kind of help me, just kind of keep him from going nuts. And yeah, that's when you guys came.
Okay, so you're coming back from Brooklyn from school.
That's
correct. You said you're on the F train.
Yes.
And you're headed to Lifetime, which is
23rd.
23rd and Park. Somewhere.
No, it's not Park. It's 23rd. It's like right outside the 23rd Street stop for that train. I don't know.
Oh, the F train.
Yeah.
So, do you remember? I know you said you weren't exactly sure. Do you remember where it was that he got onto the train? Like Lower Manhattan, Brooklyn? What?
I'm sorry. Like when I got onto the train.
When did you get on the train?
It was at J Street, Metro Tech. That's where the school's at. I got on there. I usually get off. I live in the East Village now, so I usually get off on 2nd Avenue. I decided to go to the gym, so I was taking it all the way from J Street.
When did this person get on the train?
After 2nd Street, after 2nd Avenue. Excuse me.
Second Avenue.
Yeah.
Okay. How long had he been on there before you intervened?
I mean, he got on. He whipped his jacket off. That's. I mean, usually I don't crackhead. You know what I mean? I just kind of let it do the thing. But then she started threatening people, and people started like he threw shit on people. So it was like maybe a minute before it was like, okay, this guy's.
What was he wearing? Describe it to me.
He was wearing sweatpants and like a sweatshirt.
What color?
I
Do you remember?
He threw like a windbreaker at like people when he first got on. He took his jacket off. He's like, if I don't get this, this, and this, I go to jail forever. He was talking gibberish, you know, but I don't know. These guys are pushing people in front of trains and stuff. And
He was standing when he was doing all
yeah,
this?
he was right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pacing up and down?
When he first got on, he like kind of was throwing his stuff, like doing like what crackheads do, like throw. And then he turned away from me and was like,
Were you standing or were you sitting?
I was standing. I was in front of the door.
You were in front of the door.
That's correct.
Where on the train were you? Were you the middle doors?
It was in the middle, yeah.
The middle doors?
Yeah.
And that's where he got on, basically?
He got on like diagonally from me. So he came in, but I was on my phone, like listening to music. I wasn't paying attention. He's just a crackhead, you know what I mean? So
When you say diagonally, what do you mean? Like the opposite door? Or
so
like...
if you don't mind, I could like
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, say this is the door over here.
Okay.
He came in from like where you're at.
Okay. So he gets on and immediately
Yes,
he
immediately.
starts yelling at, like, doors are still open at whatever stop, he gets on.
He gets, the doors closed, and then he's threw stuff at those people, and he's like, if I don't get this, this, and this, I'm gonna kill everyone. I'm prepared to go to jail for life and stuff.
And do you remember specifically what he was saying? Like, if I get this, this, and this, do you remember?
He said like maybe like Sprite or ginger ale or something. I mean, something along those lines.
He seemed like he was on something. He
Yeah,
seemed
absolutely.
intoxicated and high.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that K2 that they're smoking, pushing people in front, like these people are going crazy. So
he seemed off his lip, basically.
A little bit, yeah.
Now, explain the interaction you had with him.
So I came up, he had his back turned to me, and I just kind of got him in a hold, got him to the ground. He's still like squirming around and still, going crazy. And I turned to a guy, I'm like, hey, call the cops, because the train arrived in Broadway.
Yeah.
And then waited for you guys.
Dan, you said Danny, right?
Yes, correct.
Do you mind showing me?
Sure, yeah.
You got him?
Yeah, so he was standing behind me,
Yeah.
and I kind of came like this.
Okay. Did you apply pressure, Daniel?
No, I just wanted to keep him from getting to people.
Did you put your hooks in?
Wrap my legs.
Did you learn the jujitsu from the Marine Corps?
I did, yes.
You learned how to grapple in the Marine Corps. What belt level you made it to?
Green.
Green belt?
Yeah.
You good? All right.
It was all right. I was a little bit, I should have went higher. Yeah.
Should have applied yourself more, huh?
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right?
So they offer that in the Marine Corps, or is that like you take it on your own after they give you basic stuff, or?
You have to at least get your tan belt, which is the first level, and then you could progress from there if you want.
And what are they, I'm sorry, like I said, I'm not familiar with the Marine Corps.
Sure.
What is it? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or is it like?
It's a derivative of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, American Jiu-Jitsu, some grappling, some wrestling, all put together to teach you combat,
Right.
how to survive hand-to-hand combat.
Correct.
They up their game.
Yeah.
So how long after he starts, so the door's closed, he's still yelling, I want this, this, and this. I want Sprite, I want ginger ale. When does he throw the jacket?
As soon as so the door's closed, he throws the jacket.
And then
That's when he starts like, if I get this, 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 I'm willing to go to jail forever. I'll kill you, this, that, and that.
And is he going up to people specifically saying he'll kill them, or he's just kind of yelling in the air? Or...
It's like, the heat of the moment.
I don't know, it happens fast.
Yeah.
But when he's doing this, is he staying still, or is he kind of moving up and down the?
Like he's moving like a little bit. He's like getting people's faces up. People are starting to move out of his way and stuff. And
So he says, if I don't get this, I'm going to kill everyone. Something
go
to
to
that.
jail forever.
Yeah.
I'm willing to.
Is it at that point that's when you get up and decide to put him in the hold? Because it looks like a sleeper hold to me, like
Right,
something
yeah.
similar to like.
I'm not trying to like kill the guy.
Right.
I'm just trying to de-escalate the situation, right?
Wow. What do you guys think of that? That, again, if you're just joining us, that's the video of Daniel Penny, who could face 15 years if he's found guilty of manslaughter from Jordan Neely, lifelong criminal, huge criminal record, lifelong schizophrenic, drug problem. His father abandoned him. Now his father is suing. He's opening up a new lawsuit, which, by the way, I have some information on this. This lawsuit actually is he's asking for so much money that it's out of bounds of the jurisdiction. But he's going to file it. It's insane to me. And this happened right after the incident. He's talking to New York NYPD detectives, telling them exactly what happens in a very smooth. He seems calm. He seems forthright. He seems genuine. He seems sincere. This is what the jury asked to look at again. And I see a lot of people in the comments are saying, no, never, ever. You know what? I agree. I would never talk to cops without a lawyer. I see a lot of people in the comments are saying this. But you know what? I commend Daniel Penny. Was it smart to not have a lawyer there? Maybe not. But you know what? To me, that just reinforces the fact that he had good intentions, that he was simply somebody who was in the wrong time at the wrong place, who had the right skill set as a Marine, somebody who served his country with honor. He's studying architecture. He's got a family, for crying out loud, that's just got to be in tatters over this. You saw Alan Dershowitz, lifelong Democrat, one of the top attorneys in the country, Harvard law professor, say Alvin Do Nothing Bragg should really face the ethics board committee. He's a danger to the justice system, danger to society. I mean, you guys, think about this. Even if Jordan Neely is presumed innocent, or the verdict comes out that he's innocent, this sets such a terrible precedent that if you, a good Samaritan, I mean, it's like we're already disconnected way more than when we grew up in America. Some of you may not be as old as me, but I am the last generation that grew up before the internet, before cell phones. And I remember there was a lot more connectivity back then. There was a lot more people looking at each other, people engaging with one another. You talk to strangers in a friendly, familiar way. Yeah, are there weirdos out there? There's always been weirdos. But that you never use the least common denominator to define the whole. 95% of people are great. Yes, there's those few outliers. But think about the precedent that this sets. Even if he gets an innocent verdict, in an already disconnected society, what you're essentially saying is you looking the other way, you not paying attention, you just minding your own business, you just looking down at your phone, you're reinforcing that behavior. And you're telling all people like Daniel Penny, there's a lot of good, honest, forthright people in our amazing, glorious republic. You're essentially telling them, don't lift a finger, don't do a damn thing, don't try to help if you see somebody in need, because your good deeds will be punished. I mean, what kind of trauma does this do to Daniel Penny? Let's say he gets innocent, which I don't know if it's going to happen. What do you guys think? Do you think he's going to be found innocent or guilty? What's this going to do to him? How he views a country that treated him like a dog, a country that he served as a Marine. He served with integrity. He served with honor. What's this do to him, this poor guy? I hope Trump invites him to the White House. I hope he gets an innocent charge. I think he's 100% innocent. I'd love to get your thoughts on this after looking at everything and how we broke it all down. I hope Trump invites him to the White House. I hope, just like all of us, after what happened on November 5th, I hope he gets a renewed sense of pride, honor, and love of his country. Because this is a travesty. This is a disgrace. If we as a society deem it important to protect a lifelong criminal, a drug addict, the scum of the earth, the dreg of society, if we're willing to go to bat for people like that over people who do the right thing, people who are literally here, he's literally a hero, somebody who did the right thing, who saved lives that day. You heard NYC Mayor Eric Adams said, you know what, there potentially could have been 3 or 4 homicides that day if Daniel Penny didn't jump in. If you're just joining us, rewind it because we talked about that. Is this the kind of country, the society that we live in, where we protect and reward criminal thugs over actual, I mean, if you look at the dark ages of Biden and Harris, and literally the last 12 of 16 years when Obama and one of the darkest, most corrupt lunkheads, vicious, evil figures to ever enter our government, Obama, Barack Hussein. I mean, this case makes total sense if you look at the dark ages, if you look at what's been occurring. I'm hoping to God that the right thing happens. I'm hoping that Daniel Penny is exonerated. I'm hoping that he gets the verdict that he deserves, which is innocent of all charges. And I hope he gets restitution and retribution for all the way that he's been treated. I hope Donald Trump is paying attention. Mr. President, if anybody you know, one of your interns or somebody who works for you, maybe one of your sons, I know one of your sons watches us. If you guys could get this message to our glorious president, look, I love you. I love you, and so many love you. Give me an amen in the comments right now. If you're so elated we got our country back on November 5th, and he's already done more without even taking oath yet than Biden has done in his miserable 60 years of quote unquote self-interest and service. He should have been doing public service, but it was self-interest and self-service. This is a travesty. And I hope President Trump, please, somebody watching this, listening to this, I hope you get this to the president. We all want you. Let me know in the comments if you agree with this. We all want you to invite Daniel Penny to the White House. Give him the treatment that he deserves, the treatment of an American hero, somebody who saved lives on that fateful day instead of being treated like a two-bit thug. And whose name, whose face, whose honor has been desecrated, made public, defamed in this manner. Please, Mr. President, I beg you, please, God, get this message to President Trump. I think you need to take care of this. It would really make me and millions of other Americans so happy that divine justice, that rightful justice takes place in this case. I also would love to hear from you if you want me to keep covering and making videos and live streams about this case. Let me know in the comment. In cases like this, you know, we talk a lot about Cash Money G. Fani Willis. We talk a lot about the Secret Service hearings, etc. We talk a lot about the YSL RICO case in Georgia. Let me know if you you enjoy these types of videos and these types of educational masterclasses, if you will, on these subjects and topics. I'm happy to do more of these. And then lastly, I just want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on everything that we talked about. Let me know in the comments down below. I want to give shout outs to all super chats and new members. Thank you so much, Jim Barron. You're amazing, gifting not 1, but 2, probably more memberships. Thank you. By the way, all new members, you automatically get registered in our live stream giveaways. That's automatic when you become a member. Click join down below, or one of the links my members, my mods, the best mods in the business, will share right now. You can join. It's also in the description and show notes down below. Automatic registration in the live stream giveaway. We got so much more stuff coming up. I've been giving away hats. I've been giving away mugs. Look at this awesome mug right here. The American people have spoken. These are all 100% original, made in the USA designs. We got everything. We got hoodies, shirts, mugs, backpacks, fanny packs, dog sashes, everything. Water bottles, you name it. And we're going to be doing a lot more giveaways. So now would behoove you, and those are only for members, You also get access to our members only Discord, which is amazing, a thriving, engaging group. You get boosted comments, boosted engagement, and top priority when we have live guests on our show, when we do live streams. You really get top priority in every live stream shout outs, and a whole lot more. You're also supporting a media company that is the antidote to woke. We are the antidote to woke, and we hold the propagandist woke media's feet to the fire. So you're doing a lot. Gloria Van Ravensway, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Please let there be justice for Mr. Penny. Thank you, Gloria. You are phenomenal. I hope Lady Justice is not really blind. God bless you, Gloria. It's always great to see you. GW in the house. Thank you for gifting a membership. Great to see you, GW. MG, one of the best mods in the business. 7.1 earthquake. Yeah, I talked about that on X. Everybody needs to follow me on X because I post a lot of stuff, and we did a prayer, MG. You might have missed it, but we did a prayer at the beginning of the show for everybody in NorCal. So we're definitely thinking about them. Thank you, MG. Wanderlustful, great to see you. Thank you so much for gifting 5 Professor Nez memberships. Wow, thank you so much, Wanderlustful. It is so awesome to see you. And correct me if I'm wrong. Was it you, Wanderlustful, in our Discord? Was it your birthday today? Yes, it is. Everybody wish a happy birthday for Wanderlustful. It's great to have you here. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a glorious, wonderful birthday, Wanderlustful. I am born on the 27th, so my birthday's at the end of this month. Capricorns rule the earth. Wait, are you Sagittarius? Or I don't know. I don't know what it is. Congratulations, Wanderlustful, and happy birthday. Everybody join me in wishing Wanderlustful a happy birthday. Will Crump, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Look at Jose Alba, the convenience store owner charge. Yeah. Was also charged by Bragg. Isn't that amazing? Thank you, Will. You're amazing. Thank you, Howie. You've been a member for 6 months. Congratulations, Howie, who's also the best mod in the business. Great to see you, Howie. And congratulations. Greg F. became a brand new member. Awesome. That is so awesome. Yes, thank you, Jim Barron. Follow me on X because I post a lot of stuff on X that I can't post anywhere else. It's literally the last bastion of free speech in the online ecosystem. But all the videos are here on YouTube and Rumble, so make sure that you stay tuned, subscribe, follow. The best way to do it is to sign up for our free newsletter in the pinned comment. And if you're looking at my hat and you're looking at my mug and you're like, Nez, I want to get my mom that, my cousin, my sister, my daughter, whatever, all you have to do is just go to professornez.com/merch. And we've got 25% discounts. I think we only have a couple days left on that. But I love my hats. I love my shirts. I've got all sorts. We got hoodies. We got all sorts of new products. We got the garbage, taking out the garbage, new design that just launched. I'm so excited. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you so, so much. Love you guys so much. Stay tuned. We got so much more to come. Check out the latest videos we just posted. And I can't wait to see you guys all soon. We got some giveaways coming up, so make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, hit the bell notification, sign up for our free newsletter in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA.